and welcome to the first episode of Mangusto Garage. We're not a professional garage by any stretch of the imagination. I'm one half of it. My name's Adam. The other guy, called Guy, will be here either in a minute or in about 2 or 3 months. We're based in Portugal. I've got a passion for Capris and old Fords because they're simple, and Guy's got a passion for Italian stuff because they're complicated. Anyway, what we're going to do is I've got a lot of projects this year. I've had 30 years experience. I've restored hundreds and hundreds of Capris. I've got some quite special cars over here in Portugal. Some of them are English, some of them are Portuguese. For an intro, we're going to go through what the projects that I'm currently doing and the ones planned for this year and all the vehicles that I own. We'll do them one by one, and then we'll go from there. We will get into technical stuff as I do projects. Some of you aren't going to agree with the way I do it. Everyone's got their own way of doing things. Nobody's right. It's just about keeping the cars on the road, keeping them alive. If you want to slate me in the comments, I'm sure you probably will, and I really don't care. So we'll get on with the intro.
Hi, my name's Guy. I'm the other half of Mangusto Garage. I live in the UK at the moment, but I'll be moving down to Portugal later this year with Adam's help. I've been a machine maintenance engineer for about 22 years. Never been in the motor trade, but I've always loved playing with cars. With the channel, we were just really going to keep it real. We're not going to do anything too fancy. I don't think we're ever going to earn enough money to be able to do turbocharged Lambos or anything like that. So it's going to be pretty down to earth stuff. Maybe a few little educational short videos. We're never too old to learn something new. So the name Mangusto is Portuguese for mongoose. And that came about because we went to visit our mate Mike, who lives about an hour from Adam down in Portugal. And up on his wall, he had this wicked Mongoose BMX, real retro thing. And we were sitting around talking about that. I thought, that's pretty cool. Anyway, so we went to lunch. We were driving down his lane, and this little dark greyish animal ran across in front of us as we were driving down. And we were all like, what the hell's that? And Mike said, I think that was a mongoose. And it was like, another mongoose. We've got to call the YouTube channel Mongoose Garage. And so Portuguese, Mangusto Garage. So that's where the name came from. I'll let Adam do his car intros now, and I shall attach mine on the end of this video. So enjoy.
So the first project I'll show you, what we've pretty much completed, is Mark 1 pre-facelift Capri. It's a 71, I think. It was given to me as I bought it as a shell, with an ID obviously, but it had no engine, no interior, pretty much nothing. So everything it's a bit of a bits of car, but it's come out, well, you judge for yourself. I think it's come out pretty well. It's got a bit of this, that and the other in it. We'll start. The owner, I did all the repairs, put the wings on it, arches, replaced the arches. It's a bit rusty for a Portuguese car, but they are all 50 years old, so you've got to expect it. So yeah, it had arches, a couple of repairs on the floor, nothing major. Wings, original front balance, original front cross member, if I remember rightly. I think we put a spare wheel well in it, but we'll start underneath the bonnet. And pre-facelift Capri with a Pinto in it. Everyone's going to hate me for that, but crossflow, 16 crossflows, everyone wants them, so the value even in Portugal is massive, and 16 Pintos, I've got like 5 of them lying around, and this is a really good one. And the owner's not that worried about it being totally original. So the next project, after this, the Mark 1, the next Capri, I've got something which I'll point out in a short while. This will be the next Capri to be done, which is a Mark 2 3-litre gear manual. I've owned the car for about 5 years. Other than driving it back from Newcastle to Somerset, where I used to live in England, It's never really been on the road. I trailered it over here from the UK into Portugal to finish the restoration, where it's sat in my garage in Portugal for 2.5 years. So I do need to finish it. It's only done. It's been painted. I got to paint the bonnet's got to be painted again because it's a different colour. People get fussy about that. It's done 36,000 miles. Never been welded. Original vinyl roof. Yeah, I've got everything to make this car absolutely spanking. It's a beautiful car. If it wasn't for the import tax in Portugal, which for a 3-litre Capri is 30,000 euros. As much as I like 3-litre Capris, I don't think I quite like them that much. Or certainly this one anyway. So yeah, this will be for sale. This is my TC2 Taunus Estate, which is like a left-hand drive Mark IV Cortina. I bought it about 5-6 years ago in Portugal for 250 euros. It's a very, very rare car. One for the colour. There are a few Mark IV Cortinas and Taunus TC2s in this Medina green, but not many, and I've certainly never seen an estate in this colour. It's not done to like show standard, even, well, some people say it is, but yeah. So it's sort of used fairly regularly in dry weather because I hate cutting rust out of cars. Green interior, 2-litre 5-speed, Capri gear seats, trimmed by my thingy. Green interior, so if you don't like green, you're a bit buggered, but you know, there we go. It's got the Taunus gear wheels, or S wheels on it, which I have got some steels that I'm doing at the moment, which will be in a later episode that we're flipping. So yeah, so there you have it. Taunus TC2. So the Capri that I've actually got finished for myself, finished it last year, I think, beginning of last year, is a Mark II, as originally a silver 1600S Mark II Capri, 70 against, I think it's a 77 it was built. It was a Dutch car, well, it is a Dutch car. When I lived in England, I converted it to right-hand drive and then moved to Portugal. So there you go. And yeah, 2-litre 5-speed, original 16 axle. Again, the mileage is pretty low. I had it painted over here in Portugal. Very happy with the paint. Paint's been done about 2.5 years. Can't thank the guy enough who painted it. It's a very reasonable job. Nothing's come back through. It's really, really happy with it because I used like the cheaper panels, so I've got genuine Ford Mark II wings, brand new ones, but I didn't use them on this. I've used all the pattern parts and just the best of second-hand stuff that I wouldn't use on it, but it still turned out a very, very nice car. So, future projects, as I've got a number of them, but I thought I'd show you the cars outside first, much to my girlfriend's disagreement, because she thinks that we should just save everything and surprise you one by one. But it's nice to have a little teaser, so we keep you guys interested, you know, and like and subscribe, or you know, subscribe or whatever it is. This is a Mark III 16S Capri 1982. Really, really solid. It's in another video that I did about 2 years ago, or a year, 18 months ago. I have done a bit of work to it since. It's a really solid car. I'll post a link to that other video in the comments or whatever it is. So we've got some more old Fords, and well, we've got a little bit of a Ford here. This was a wood store, and then it progressed to a barbecue. Much to all my in-laws, you know, humour, hilarity. They seem to really enjoy it, but it works very well. We've had two or three barbecues on it, and yeah, what better thing to do with a rusty old Taunus than that. Start with this one. This one's coming back to the UK in the coming months. It's actually a 16S Taunus, which sort of, we had the 2 litre S and 2.3 S in England. It's a Mark IV Cortina basically, with the steering wheel on the other side. It's got the sort of the deck chair interior. I believe there's 2 or 3 different interiors you've got in the S's, but this I think is the most common one. It's the same as the Capri Mark II S interior, ish, obviously with the stripes and that. It's a really solid car. This is a car I've had for about 18 months. This is a 1.6 GL. It drives absolutely superb. It does, again, it needs love. I've got a pair of wings to go on it. It's done 74,000 kilometres, which is what, 45,000 miles, which is nothing. Rock solid, apart from the wings, the usual places. But I have got a pair of wings to go on it. Needs painting. The interior is absolutely spanking. A lot of the cars I got, I mean, part of me living in Portugal was so I don't have to cut rust out of everything all the time. So, you know, I can cope with having to paint and the stuff like, you know, the rubbers perishing due to the hot weather. I love the heat. I can put up with that. So yeah, it's all good. But this, as I say, is really good condition. All the trim's really good. Within reason, obviously, it needs new gutter trim, stuff like that. But yeah, the car is absolutely fantastic. It drives lovely. And my girlfriend who's videoing this really likes it as well, so we're going to keep this one and sell 16A. Moving on. So this Mark II Capri, in Portugal they sold Mark I and 2 Capris. They were made in, the majority of them here were made in Azambuja, a Ford franchise company that they used to import the cars as kits and then assemble them here. So build quality, fair play to the Portuguese, is very good, especially some of where they put the wings on and like, you know, the spot welding is, yeah, really good. A lot of them are export shells. Now the difference between like a 1600 Mark II English Capri and a 16 export Capri, if you like, is the triangular plates at the strut tops on the underneath the wing that usually fit into V6 models in the UK. This car is very solid. It does probably going to need some work around the arches and the lower corners. I'm probably going to put a pair of wings on it because it's started, but it deserves. It's the worst colour ever painted in a Capri known to man, but you know, there we go. So one of this year's projects, so what I want to try and do this year is get through as much of the stuff that I got to sell as possible. This one will be going back to the UK. This is a Mark II Transit in its original paint. I remember working on these 20, 25 years, 30 years ago, and they weren't as solid as this. When I saw it for sale, I had to buy it. I can't keep everything, unfortunately. I have got to slim down, but it's over here. When you see something good, you buy it, and a lot of the time the prices are pretty good.
This is my 1991 Dodge B250. It's only the V6 version, so it's a 3.9 absolute boat anchor of an engine. It's gutless. Hence the reason why the future plan is to rip that engine out and fit a BMW 3 litre diesel lump into it, which will give me more power, more fuel economy, and the plan is to give the van a bit of a rat look, so the fact that it's a diesel will probably tie in with that quite nicely. So this is my BMW Compact 325 Ti. It's 2.5 litre straight six. Bought it as a kind of bit of a budget track car. Taken it to Nürburgring, done a few track days with my mates. It's got a aluminium radiator from an M3 and a better header tank set up, because the standard 325 radiators are known for blowing up because the plastic gets old and brittle, and yeah, they're rubbish. Yeah, giving it some coilovers, few other club sport track day spec things in it, but it's nothing fancy, but it's good little track car, and I'll probably do a few more little things to it as time goes on. This is my 1991 Mitsubishi GTO twin turbo that I bought a few years ago. I haven't done a massive amount to it, mainly remedial, although I've fitted a bigger aluminium radiator and made a stainless exhaust rear section, upgraded the shifter linkages, a few other things. It's pretty much standard power, about 280, 300 horsepower, something like that. But I'd like to up that with time and just do a few more things to it. This was my Lancia Delta Integrale Evolution 1. I bought it, must be about 20 years ago, drove it for a year, came to its first MOT with me and found lots of rust, unsurprisingly. So I actually ended up basically breaking it, and what I've done is I've kept the running gear and everything that makes it an Integrale to put in this shell, which is just a 1.3 LX shell, and that's going to be a pretty big future project down in Portugal. I won't give too much away, but it's going to have more cylinders and less doors. This 1989 Lancia Delta HF Turbo, it's just the front wheel drive, it's not the fancy Integrale unfortunately. So I guess the best place to start is at the front, the business end. So it's got Integrale aluminium radiator, homemade breather catch tank, 1 litre as per MSA regulations. Cetrab oil cooler, that happened in Nürburgring after the original Chinese one fractured and started leaking oil. That was great. Front mount intercooler. So that turbo is a bit of a homebrew effort I made out of basically it's got the hot end of a Fiat Coupe 20 valve turbo, and the centre housing and cold end are off a Saab 9.5 turbo, so it kind of equates to a T25 Fiat Chroma turbo inlet manifold. That is a Ford Fiesta blower motor with a homemade heater box with the original heat exchanger inside it. Integrale Evo master cylinder and servo for the brakes. Speaking of which, the brakes are Integrale Evo 4 pots with homemade calipers, brackets and EVC turbo discs. Homemade strut top mounts, purple bit anyway. That bit is HKS, and they are Impreza GC8 coilovers, believe it or not, with a heavily modified lower clevis to fit the original hubs. Moving inside, we've got modified steering column to bring it back, because I'm pretty tall, so why not get the weight back? Not a lot in the way of dash. Relocated the EC up there, which makes it better for mapping and whatnot. Custom machined clevis for the shift linkages, and by moving that up and down you can change the throw on it. So the rear suspension is interesting. Again, I made these myself, had them anodized. Now these rear suspension legs, and they're off the front of a Mazda RX-7, because I just found them and they were cheap, and I thought let's have a go at making them work. A load of radius arms, all rose jointed, trailing arms also stainless and rose jointed. The safety devices roll cage is actually out of a Nova, believe it or not. Fuel pickup is standard, however the fuel system definitely isn't. So we got a swirl pot set up with a facet lift pump and then a Walbro 255 feeding from the bottom of this homebrew swirl pot through a filter, of course, can't forget that. And that's pretty much it, I think. Sorry for the long episode, and thanks for getting to the end. We had a lot to cover, but we promise future episodes will be a lot more concise. Please like, subscribe and tell all 2 of your friends about us. Tune in for more episodes where I school Adam on why fuel injection is better than carburetors. See you next time.